Hello, welcome back to my channel. Here is Jazz again, and today we're going to talk about calligraphy or faux calligraphy. I like to call it calligraphy, and it's basically the technique for you to get this brush script feeling and looking on your writing without having a brush pen. So just as we start here, I prepared those two lines with the word calligraphy. One of them I made using a actual brush pen with a small tip, and the other one I made with a fine liner and using faux calligraphy to show you that you can get a basically perfect look to your letters without even having a brush pen. And actually this technique is a great way for you to practice your strokes and get used to where you have to put more weight or not. So when you get a brush pen, you're gonna be a little more ready to use it the proper way, so you know where the thick and thins go. Today we're gonna learn calligraphy, but I have a video on creating and using the brush pen to create a full alphabet of letters. Today we're gonna stay on the full calligraphy thing, and I'm using this fine liner in 0.4. Okay, before we start, I highly recommend you seeing first the video where I show you the basic strokes, and in this same video I show you how to use a brush pen to create a full brush lettering alphabet. I'm gonna link it below so that you know when I'm writing the letters here which stroke I'm talking about. And there I use brush strokes, but the feeling is the same here. We won't just have right out of writing the brush thick and thin variation. We're gonna fake it. So the idea of calligraphy is that we write the letter, and I'm gonna start here with the letter A using this guide. So we have 3 lines here, and I explain about those lines in another video too. On the same video that I talk about the brush strokes, I go a little bit into those guidelines. So I use this middle part in here to write the letters like A and X and the small letters. Any letter that has an ascending loop, it goes in this area here, and any that has a descending loop goes in this area here. So we can have the A, the X, and we can have the L and the P. So now you have it, our X height. This is a ascending sender and a descender. Okay, now it's correct. So that's just a quick introduction, and let's start making the letters. So for letter A, we have an oval and a underturn, right? To create a calligraphy version of that, most people would just add the weights on the right places and go with it. My technique consists in first drawing each stroke And right after you draw that stroke, you add the weight to it, and then you add the next stroke. For this A, there is no much difference, but for some letters, you're gonna notice that if you write the letter first, you're gonna have a really narrow space to add your weight, so the letter, you seem like you put everything down in a very small space. It's not really gonna look pretty all the time. So the best approach is to create a stroke, add weight, go to the next stroke, and so on. That's why I recommend you go into that video where I talk about the basic strokes you should know to improve your calligraphy and your brush lettering. So there you have the A. We can have basically every letter reading like this. So let's do every one of those. I'm gonna do the A again. And you just fill the space. After each stroke, you create a weight and fill the space. For the B, we have a ascending, and we have this curve in here. Okay, so we can add the weights. Again, I'm doing here the full letter, but the correct approach is to do one stroke at a time. So this one is an upstroke. I don't do anything about it. So now we do this ascending loop, and now I can add the weight in here and this stroke right here and its weight. For the C, we have this ascending and this curve, and now we will add the weight. For the D, we start with an oval, add its weight on what is the downstroke, which is this one that we go down. Then we had the ascending loop, add the stroke weight, and there you have the letter. You should try to be consistent. As you see, I kind of did a thicker stroke here than here. So let's do that again so we can create a better letter. It takes practice and patience, but you can absolutely get a good looking letter with just a fine liner. So there we have a better letter, more consistent. And like that, we can draw basically every other letter. So the E, and I just add the weight on the E. See? Let's try another one before we wrap it up. This is in basic F. And a basic G. So there you have some examples, and you can do the same for every other letter on your alphabet, and you can get great results like the one I got in here. So if you're curious, this one here is a brush pen, and the bottom one is a calligraphy version, but they are very, very similar, and you can get the same result for you without having a brush pen. And actually, for most time in my beginner practicing times, I did not have a brush pen. I got one very late after I started lettering in brush lettering, because I only used a fine liner, and it was not even this good one. Fine liner was a pretty cheap fine liner, and you can do it with any pen. You can do it with pencil, you can do it color pencils, you can do it any media. So you can create pretty amazing pieces without a brush lettering uh, proper tool, I should say like that. And the look is gonna be really unique because it's not something that people are used to see on a brush calligraphy. So I would recommend you to try that and practice um, more of those letters to get a better looking letters like these ones. It takes a little bit of patience, but once you get the hang of it, you start doing that a lot faster. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button and comment below. Also, share your pieces, your calligraphy practice on social media, and tag me so I can see your progress. I see you next time. Bye.